let's talk Mets. Okay. The roller coaster continues on. Okay. Last week, we sweep the Diamondbacks. Okay. The Diamondbacks were 11-1 in their previous 12 games. They were one of the hottest teams in baseball. It came out of nowhere. One day I look at the wild card standings and I'm like, holy snikes. They're right there. They're like a game out. They're right behind the Cubbies. And we swept them, which is exactly what we needed to get back in the thick of things. And I'm a man who has problems apologizing. I'm sorry does not come easily to me a lot of the time. I hate admitting faults and mistakes. I'm getting better, but I know when people want me to say I'm sorry, and I'm like, nope, not going to happen. I need to say I'm sorry to Marcus Stroman. Last week, this was before his start against the Arizona. I said, this guy, I give in uncle. This trade was no bueno for the Mets, Los Metros. Okay, we got the raw end of the deal. We gave up 2 top prospects, the Anthony K or Tony Buckets, whatever his name is. He's now up with the Blue Jays, and he's now pitching 6 scoreless innings and blah, blah, blah. And then this other guy, is it Dunn? No. The other guy, Richardson? I don't know. Dunn, Kalenic, whoever it is. They're all playing so well, and we all gave them up. And so, yeah, I was like, yep, this is, I don't know if it's on par with the 2004 trade with Zambrano and Benson, but give it some time and maybe it is. And then Stroman comes out and he throws his best game in a Mets uniform. And I think it was 6-ish innings. I don't know that he got through 6, but I think he had like almost double-digit strikeouts. We had Juan Lagares hitting his first ever grand slam. I mean, things are happening that haven't been happening. And you get that good warm feeling in your stomach again. And then Stroman comes out last night against the Rockies in Coors Field, Mile High City. That place is a nightmare, a night terror, if you will, for opposing pitchers. I mean, I look at the starters for each of these games in the series, and like every Rockies pitcher has an ERA of like 6. And you're like, oh, we should win easily. Not remembering that like these pitchers at the play in Coors Field, which is like you just tap the ball and it goes out of the ballpark. I mean, Brandon Nimmo has like 2 home runs in this Rockies series that are, I don't even know if they get to the warning track. It's a can of corn without the juice. I mean, with the juice balls and the elevation, like forget about it. And all you got to do is make contact and it goes. And Marcus Stroman throws 7 scoreless innings. He's now had 2 back-to-back games where he's giving us a really, really good chance to win. And if this is the Marcus Stroman we get moving forward, I don't feel so bad about possibly waving by to Zach Wheeler. Last week I was like, I'd rather take Wheeler, pay him the money than keep Stroman. If we have to move him because of the salary, which, salary. But Stroman has come on real strong. And if he can continue to pitch like that, we've got a shot. I know there are a lot of people counting us out, especially after we lost 2 or 3 to the Dodgers. It felt, other than that one first game with Noah where it was 9-2, this series, even though it was 3 games, felt very similar to the first series in LA, where it's like, we have chances to win. We're right there. DeGrom gives us another outstanding performance and gets another no decision. Wheeler gives us another solid performance, another 7 strong, and we lose. Conforto, Alonso, McNeil, it's like we're blanked. Gave us nothing. Rajai Davis was our most clutch hitter during that series. Without him, I don't know that we win. I think it was game 2. We get our only W. We almost get swept because our workhorses are the guys who weren't producing at all. The starting pitching seems to be there. I mean, Noah's got his issues, and now there's all these statistics coming out about Wilson Ramos and his like framing statistics, that's how That's how nitpicky baseball can be and how granular they can get with the numbers that they're talking about framing rate and framing statistics. And I agree, they don't look good. And yeah, he's probably costing us strikes and strikeouts, which turn into runs somehow. I mean, I didn't say Noah was wrong, but offensively, Nito's not giving us what we need. I don't know that Rivera would give us what we need. So you got a decision to make in the offseason, I guess, unless you can coach up Wilson Ramos, which that's tough to do with a veteran who's like, you know, he looks like he should be sitting in a lawn chair behind the plate. Steven Matz. I mean, you know, Steven Matz was kind of the wild card. I think Wheeler has kind of gotten everything under control, but we don't know what we're going to get with Matz every time out the gate. It's like, are we getting a, complete game shutout? Are we getting booted in the fourth or fifth because you gave up, bases clearing double to the pitcher? Like, I mean, the Rockies hitters have had such great success against Matz that I kind of expected them to lose that one. I was like, coming into this stretch, I was like, they need to sweep the Rockies, sweep the Reds, sweep the Marlins. And, I'm not one for making excuses. And I think I tweeted about this, but no one follows me on Twitter, so who cares? The schedule makers, and I don't know if this happens for every team. It probably does, but I'm a Mets fan. I just follow the Mets. The Mets play the Dodgers at home in Flushing, Queens at night. Again, a must-win game. They battle out. They duke it out. They lose 3-2. Our two best relievers, Lugo and Wilson, give up a run each, and it's like, well, are we overusing them? This is what happens when they're the only good arms we have in the bullpen. Suffer that heartbreak after being up. I think we were 2-1 or something like that, going into the eighth. And then you get a fly. So the game ends at 10:30, 11. The guys shower, answer questions. They probably get, I assume maybe they go right to the airport. Or maybe they go to bed and get some sleep. It was a good sleep. Probably not. And then they got to fly to fucking Denver, which is, I want to say it's like a 4-hour flight. It's a long flight. There's a time change. And then you get to play that night. So 8 to 10 hours later, you're playing a must-win game in an environment where you're jet lagged. So your bats are probably sluggish. Your arms probably aren't fresh. And you're playing a Rockies team that is just looking to play spoiler. Yeah, you're probably going to lose the game. But we're the schedule makers to be like, hey, give the Mets an off game to give them a chance against this team. Feels like it's the second time this has happened where the schedule has really fucked them. Of course, we come back. So we lose that game big. And then game 2, we win 6-1 with Stroman putting on a goddamn show. We're now 4 games out, tied with the Phillies. I believe game 3 has already started. It's around almost 4:00 on Wednesday afternoon. So we'll see. I mean, you just got to keep winning. I mean, and this is what it comes down to. And this is what I hope happens. I don't know. The Reds and Marlins, it's like they have losing records, but they're always stick around and they're not just going to roll over. Win this game. I believe you have one more game against the Rockies. I could be wrong. Sweep the Reds, sweep the Marlins. And then you got a 3-game series against the Braves. And hopefully at that point, the Braves are like, what are the Braves going to do? They're going to go all out and try to keep you out of the playoffs? Or are they going to just say, you know what? Let's see what other tools we're playing with here. Let's explore the toolkit, because the Braves are tools. Yeah. So no, this is the final game of the Rockies series. Gotta get it. Gotta win it. Noah's on the bump, which I don't know who they have catching. I assume you can't put Ramos back there, which you sacrifice a bat, but then, Noah's happy. And looking at Ramos's catch framing stats, which is the first time I've ever seen that. Negative 2.9 framing runs, negative 0.7 blocking runs, negative 3.8 throwing runs, negative 7.8 FRAA adjustment, whatever the hell that means. What's funny though is Ramos actually, there was a strike him out, throw him out last night, and Ramos looked shocked. I mean, he's the one who threw the ball down to second, and they called him out, and he was like, "Oh, whoa." So yeah, let's talk in Mets. I don't know that I have much other than that. I still think they have a run in them. I still think they have a shot. What's crazy to me is that they're now just about full health. Everyone that they really need that's good is back. I don't know what they do next season with all these players. I mean, they have like legit 5 second basemen on the team right now. Panic, Cano, Lowry, McNeil. So there's going to be some shuffling, and we'll see how it plays out. But it seems like they finally have depth now. They finally have depth, and so to me, it seems like it just came too late, too little, too late. It fucking sucks. But hopefully, like Conforto, McNeil, Alonso, they seem to be coming out of their slump. Although Conforto not so much. But if Cano can stay hot. If McNeil can get back to form, which it looks like he has, and if Alonso, he had a home run or two last night, I think, if he can continue improving, then I mean that they're definitely the biggest wild card of wild cards, for sure. I mean they can be very dangerous, or they can just who knows, they can be a dud, but like the unpredictability of the New York Mets, I think, is their greatest attribute at this point. I don't know. I got a weird feeling that, and credit to the Cubs and Brewers. Brewers lose Christian Yelich and they just keep friggin' winning. It is outrageous. It's like they've rallied. He's the Gipper. They've rallied around his injury, and everyone has elevated their play, and they just refuse to lose. And the Cubs, same thing. I mean, Rizzo went down. I don't know the extent of that injury, but like to lose Rizzo is a big bet, and to keep winning, I mean, it's just hard to compete with. I still think. I mean, we gotta leapfrog Cubs, Brewers, Phillies. Maybe the Nationals, if things play out the way they will. But hell, man, you win this game, you sweep the Reds, sweep the Marlins at 6 wins in your pocket. They're at 74. They're at 77 now. I don't know. You crack 80 plus wins, and then you just got the Braves. If they are still in like a game, if they are 2 games out with 3 to play. Oh, baby. That's going to be, I need tickets to those games. I mean, that's going to be playoff environment for sure. And do the Braves really want to get sucked into that and try to play playoff baseball before the playoffs? I don't know. If any team can do it, I mean, it's the Braves. I mean, the Dodgers had already clinched the NL West, and they still took 2 of 3 from us when they should not even care. They're good to go. Although I didn't know, even though they clinched the West, I think they still have to play for that the number 1 seed. So I guess there was still a reason to play, but like still. I mean, the hope here is that maybe the Braves can clinch the East, I guess, as early as tomorrow, Thursday. And then maybe they kind of, since the Dodgers appear to have 1 locked up, just take their foot off the gas a little bit. That'll be great.